Welcome to Next Level Greatness, the podcast. Around here, we'll be talking about all things expansion, going from good to great and from great to greatness. I'm your host, Barbie Collab. Get ready for your next level. Let's do this. Welcome to Next Level Greatness, the podcast. I have been asking myself whether I should be sharing all this personal stuff, really deeply personal stuff about my health journey and my challenges with my voice. Sometimes I hold my breath even when I'm recording. And just as I was asking myself this, and I was also wondering, does it make me look weak? Because I'm a business coach, and here I am sharing how I'm doing rapid resolution therapy because I feel like I'm ready for the next level of regulating my nervous system when it comes to excitement. And the truth is, I love to share this journey. I absolutely love it. So as I was having these questions, I was thinking, I received this in my inbox. I am going to go ahead and play it.
And I am just inspired me and really helped to reprogram my brain. You know how you watch someone over and over again and what they say and their messaging reprograms your brain? I know you understand because you do that every day. So I've been doing that with you. You have been my model and my mentor. And I've gone from spending half to 3/4 of the day in bed, 3-4 months ago, to being out of bed the entire day the last 2 or 3 weeks. And are you ready for this? From September 1st to September 17th, I made over $3,000 in commissions. And that is after making a maximum of $399 a month for 3 months between January and August. So out of those first 8 months, 3 of them I made between $300 and $399 in commissions. And this month I am at $3,200 and counting. I still have 12 days left in the month. So thank you. I've done the Tony Robbins stuff. I've done Dean Graziosi. I've done Gabby Bernstein and Amanda Francis. And this isn't my first trip to the rodeo. And I needed the right person, and God sent you. And yes, I am so grateful that you've opened up with your stories and that you've been so transparent and honest about, the successes and the challenges and the bumpy roads and needing to unplug. And, I get to a point in the day where I'm like, Barbie lays down and she does a meditation, a guided meditation. I really need to find something like that because that would be perfect right now. If someone told me to just do it, I wouldn't do it. But seeing you do it puts it on the radar. So you're reaching us in a different way than others are. And that is awesome. You are doing amazing work, my dear.
Oh my God. Okay, I probably need a minute. So the first time that I heard these messages, I responded right away and I sobbed. Tears of gratitude, and my heart just felt so expanded because I was looking for a sign. I was really asking myself, does it make me look weak? And why did I begin speaking about this on my podcast? It was because I knew that my story could help someone else. It was not part of a strategy to build my business or make money. It is truly who I am. If you go back to episode number 4, I share about when Dr. Neil Nathan, I had just had a session with him, and he said to me, you have to believe without a shadow of a doubt that you can heal. And in that episode, I share all about it, so go back to it. But in that moment, I was confronted with my disbelief. I realized that I didn't actually believe that I could heal, This was December 31st, 2021, when we had this conversation. And from that moment on, I have been working on my belief system, and so much has transpired. One of the main things that I realized is that you can eat well. So I'm a firm believer in metabolic typing. We can get into that a different day. I'm a firm believer in exercising and moving your body. And the way that I have grown with exercise and movement has been that it's a way for me to remain healthy, to grow as a healthy person. Of course, I like to look good, but over the past 2 years, exercise and movement and eating well have become ways that I increase my sense of well-being and also regulate my nervous system. Here I'm talking about movement. And the wrong foods can also cause you anxiety, by the way. And I absolutely know that having a regulated nervous system is so important when you're growing a business, because I believe that that was one of the things that happened with me, is that I was so excited to be catapulting and growing so rapidly in the early years. I'm talking about 16 years ago. Today is actually my 16-year anniversary as a body partner. And I didn't know anything about nervous system regulation. So in the past year and a half, in the past 2 years, I've really learned so much, really embodied, like you've seen me in this journey. I learned that it's not only about food and exercise to look good. We already said that. It's not only, now we're deepening, it's not only about food and exercise to regulate my nervous system and to heal and to improve my health. What really happened this year was, well, no, it happened almost 2 years ago with Dr. Nathan. That was the beginning of the journey, when I began to realize just how deeply the mind can heal the body. And this is what you have been witnessing. And I feel so deeply committed to this topic because of the ability for it to help someone else, regardless of how much money I make, whether I ever make a penny, a dime, a nickel. And yet, this is so beautiful, because what I've been saying all along is you put people first, you put the mission first, you do what you love from the heart, and money is a byproduct of the people that you help and the impact you make. And so every time I've been showing up to my podcast, when I talk about health and my healing journey, it hasn't been a strategy. And yet I see how impactful it is to receive this message. It was a message on Instagram for this amazing woman. Just confirmed that I'm living my mission. I'm so on purpose. And that feels so incredible, because in this message, this beautiful soul, and I didn't ask her for permission if I could use her name, although she knows that I had shared the voice notes on Instagram. So I'm just refraining from saying her name because I feel like recording the podcast today, and I just didn't ask for permission to use her name. But this woman was unable to work due to a lack of energy. And I believe that the results are not from her taking a program. It's from listening to my stories. It's from listening to my Instagram or my Facebook stories. It's a result of tuning into my podcast. It's because I've been modeling. She said it's because I've been living it. I'm embodying it. I'm walking the walk. She's been seeing me walk the walk, talk the talk. And that has allowed her to shift her mindset. And then when I shared these stories, another woman wrote to me and said, yes, I saw you struggle. I saw you try different things. And that made me realize that there are still opportunities for me. And so I started to modify. I started to try new things, and I feel so much better. So it's not like all the challenges go away, because this is exactly what this podcast has been about, has been my journey. It's episode after episode, not all the time in a sequence, but every few episodes, I talk about a different part of my journey. And for someone who is 100% or 80% or just feels really good, I was going to say healthy or just feels good all the time, you may not be able to understand why someone would talk about their health so much. What they say is so true. You don't recognize what you got until it's gone or until you're challenged. And so, yeah, if people need to skip these episodes where I talk about health, just know that if you ever need it, these are the episodes to tune into. But I feel just, I don't know if validated is the right word, but I feel so on mission. I feel so on purpose. You know, what I'm teaching is, in general, right, in my business, what I'm teaching is how to manifest, how to perform at the highest level. I also work with business owners, both within my capacity in network marketing and body, but I also teach in my program like Athena, and then I also do one-on-one mentoring. Throughout everything that I do, I'm talking about manifesting. I'm talking about having to embody the identity of what you want to become, of who you want to become. And without even realizing what I was doing, because it's really who I am, I have been modeling for you, embodying the identity of a healthy person. And with Dr. Nathan, when he said you have to believe that you can heal, at the time I didn't realize, oh, I'm embodying the identity of a sick person. I've been married to that identity. And Dr. Joe Dispenza talks about this all the time, that you wake up one morning, you have a bad day, it turns into a bad week, and then it turns into a bad month, and then it turns into a personality, and then it just becomes who you are. And we do this with illness. We do this with chronic diseases. We do this with relationships. We just repeat whatever it was that we lived yesterday. Dr. Joe Dispenza has a book called Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself. I highly recommend that book. I read it years ago, but it didn't land. But I guess it did land because I've been employing it. I've been applying it. I've been integrating it. I had to break the habit of being myself, which had embraced the identity of a sick person. And so what you have been seeing on these episodes has been me in the process of embodying a healthy person and trying different modalities, practicing different modalities through rapid resolution therapy, through so many things. I hope that you're celebrating with me on the other end. This is a really celebratory podcast for me. It's me celebrating people who are listening, like the woman who sent me this voice memo. This is me celebrating you at your highest, your healing, your health. And it's also me celebrating myself for how far I've come, for being who I say I am, for showing up the way that I do. I'm freaking doing it. I'm so proud of myself and I want to claim it. And I'm so excited and I'm so happy because it's only up from here. This growth never ends. I mean, unless we choose. Change is always happening, but we can choose to grow or not to grow. And I choose growth always. So I hope you have the best day. If this resonated with you, I would love for you to leave a review or join us in our magnetic portal community. I hope you have the most awesome day. If you loved this episode and if you're loving my podcast, I would love for you to leave a review. They really do make a difference in spreading the word and having more people be impacted. Also, I'd love for you to join me in my Facebook community called The Magnetic Portal. You can find the link in the show notes. I'll see you next time.